Welcome to the first edition of Monday Morning Moves. My name is James. I'm your fantasy football advisor. I'm here to talk to you about who you should be picking up today, Monday, Week 1, 2013. I'm going to first speak to you about a running back. Everybody needs the running back help. Jonathan Dwyer back with the Steelers. They should have never dropped him, but they did. They saw what happened this week. Week 1, Isaac Redman, disappointing. Stephen Howlings gets hurt. So what do? They get Jonathan Dwyer back on the team. Hopefully he's got an agent that can structure in his contract the same kind of locker that Clay Matthews has. If you saw the commercial this past week, and you know what I mean, he deserves it. He was kind of slapped in the face, and he deserves a little respect. Next, I'd like to mention that if you're looking for help at wide receiver, look no further than Julian Edelman. By far, Danny Amendola and Julian Edelman are going to be the primary receivers for the New England Patriots as long as Rob Gronkowski is unavailable. And with the game being this Thursday, there is a strong likelihood that once again, Julian Edelman is going to be receiving a lot of attention from Tom Brady. This past weekend, 7 receptions, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 targets. He's a great player, smart, good hands, he's quick. I know everybody was hot on Kentrell Tompkins, but he's a rookie. He has to learn the system first. It's the Patriots way. You got to know what you're doing or you're not going to get playing time or the ball. I'm surprised with how much playing time he's gotten, but the ball's going to, not be seeing his way, at least in my view. It's going to be going towards Julian Edelman as long as Rob Gronkowski is not playing, and possibly beyond that. So go get him, still widely available. It's the wise decision. If you want somebody else, Nate Burleson, incredibly undervalued, maybe not the fastest player still, but on a team that throws the ball a ton, a team that defenses are going to be concentrating on Calvin Johnson, and now Reggie Bush. He's going to have the opportunity to get a lot of small stuff. If you're in a PPR league, he is the kind of player that you can start on a regular basis and not be concerned with. Once Ryan Broyles comes back into the mix, I'm sure Nate Burleson is going to be the slot guy and receiving a lot of the small reception stuff. But those things add up real fast and get you a significant amount of points. I'd also like to talk about Marlon Brown. As we know, Jacoby Jones got injured. He should be out for 4 weeks. Marlon Brown is now going to be starting. It's a team that likes to run the ball, but it's early in the season, so Joe Flacco should definitely be still putting up in the air with defenses looking at Torrey Smith. Marlon Brown is not a bad person to have on your team if you're in a deeper league. It's a good choice, good option. Go get him. He's more than likely available in your league. Go get him. Could do some, can help you out at least at the beginning of the season. I'd also like to mention that, just so you know, Roddy White, high ankle sprain. Looks like that's going to bother him. Harry Douglas should, get a little bit more attention. Obviously, we know that offense can put up some points. So that's at least something to think about. I'm not necessarily going out and getting him, but I'd like to say think about it. It's good to know. Beyond that, Jerome Simpson is somebody else that you should think about. Greg Jennings is going to be the person that most defenses are keying on if they're not worried about that other guy, Adrian Peterson, running all over them. But Jerome Simpson should benefit from all that attention, drawn elsewhere, and maybe is not playing with the best quarterback in the league, but it's still one that looks like it's going to be somewhat competent, and they play in a dome, baby. If you play in a dome and you're a receiver and you're starting, you should at least be owned. Think about it. It's going to get colder, and just do it. No brainer. I'm going to talk about tight ends. I'm going to talk about Julius Thomas. I'm sure you know about Julius Thomas because it was the first game of the season. It was Thursday night. Everybody's watching. And he puts up 2 touchdowns in the first half, I believe. And that's not too bad. So, I understand he plays on a on an offense that's got a ton of elite skilled players around him, and that's going to limit possibly his production on a weekly basis. But you have to like the fact that he's playing on a team with elite skilled players, because that is where the defense's attention is going to be drawn to. They're not going to be focusing on him, and Peyton Manning's just going to throw to the open man like he does, and because he's a smart quarterback, and he's going to lay it right on his hands. And this guy's got the talent to put up some major points for your fantasy team. Go get him. Still widely available, but make it happen soon if you need a tight end, because he won't be widely available probably beyond another week of play. Then finally, we'll talk about quarterbacks. If you really do need help at quarterback, there's probably some good choices out there for you. I can mention that Sam Bradford's looking a little bit better than he has, but most people aren't feeling too confident with him. But I'd say probably the best decision, especially if you play with one of those leagues where touchdowns are only cost for 4 points, and running quarterbacks are much more valued. Terrell Pryor ran over 100 yards first game. Looks like that's going to be an every week kind of play. He can throw the ball much better than a lot of these other guys that we've seen. If Tim Tebow did anything for you, a few years back, Terrell Pryor is going to do that much more, because he can actually hit the receiver's hands. And like a player like Rod Streeter, I think that they actually have a chance of doing something this year. Easy, widely available. If you need help at quarterback, if you don't have one of these, great guys, go get them. And that should be it with this week's version of, how did I forget? I'm a Giants fan. You may have noticed the shirt. You may have noticed the helmet. That's my team. I am a little biased, but don't get me wrong. I follow all of NFL, and there's at least 31 teams that I enjoy watching. The 32nd, whatever, doesn't matter. But more importantly, I'm going to talk about Brandon Jacobs. He's working out with the Giants again. You saw the Sunday night game. Obviously, they may need a little help at the running back position. Giants are looking at different players. Beanie Wells, Tim Hightower, Willis McGahee. These are all players that apparently they're looking at through free agency. I have to say that if it's not Brandon Jacobs, because of his knowledge with the team already, Beanie Wells is probably my best guess as to who's going to join the team. Running back is not the position that needs as much running back. The running back position is probably the least demanding when it comes to learning a new offense in comparison to something like a wide receiver. So while Brandon Jacobs is maybe a step ahead of them in terms of knowing the playbook and the way the Giants are, I had to say Beanie Wells, a talented player, unfortunately wasn't playing for a talented team, and but could do something better with the Giants. It's not on the team, may never happen. I'm just saying, if you have room on your roster and you want to be, really ahead of everybody else, and it's a deep league, things like that, who knows? Beanie Wells may get signed, and he'll play the part of Andre Brown until he gets back, or further, depending upon how he plays. I'm just saying things, I don't know, but that's how you play fantasy football, man. You got to make moves before the other players do, and that's what I'm here to help you to do. Making moves, especially on Mondays. Sorry it's not in the morning today, little technical difficulties, but keep watching, and I'm going to be doing my best to let you know what I think is going to be happening in the following weeks. And if you want, follow me on Twitter. My handle is MondayMMoves. That's MondayMMoves. And thanks for watching. Come check me out next week. I'm going to come up with a better tagline to sign off with. But for today, it's peace!